Good afternoon and welcome to Just a Conversation. In the midst today, you have Minister Donovan, Evangelist Hayden, or Minister Hayden. And we have our guest today is none other than Prophet Wayne Gallimore.
Amen.
Man, the man of God. He says radical, radical for Christ.
Amen.
You know, that's what he's all about. You know, and don't forget to hop on over to our YouTube channel, you know, which is Just a Conversation. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget once you come on to share this out, you know, to everyone. Share this out to everyone in your inbox. You know, I want to say good night to everyone that's on. Good night to Sister Eva, Stephanie praying good night. Good night, Sister Talsia. Good night, Sister Shanika. Good night, Sister Facey. How's everyone doing? Everyone's doing well. Man, it was an awesome week, man. I was missing last week, you know, I was on vacation. You know, I had to go clear my mind. Jump some cliffs, right, Donovan?
Yes, sir.
Went by the blue hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
How was
Did
it?
it. It was awesome.
You went off the big one?
Nah.
I thought that's why you went
Nah, I
back.
ain't touching that one.
Yeah,
We went back to, remember Chunka River?
Yeah.
Where the little one was?
Yeah.
So apparently they got a crane and they dig that hole deeper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I jumped off it this time. I didn't have to put my foot up or anything. You went
Well, you
straight
went
on
off
it.
last time when it was shallow, right?
It was shallow. So
Yeah.
you jump, you had to put your feet up.
Yeah.
So this time you went deep down. So they got a crane to come in and dig it up.
Yeah, they needed
You know,
that.
yeah, they needed that. Because you jumped down and put your feet down was like weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, I did that. We did that. Did Blue Hole. Did Does River.
Nice.
Slipped a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you it's not cake. I told you.
But we went by ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no guide. Oh, man, we didn't need a guide the last
you
time.
don't need
anyway.
a guide,
Yeah.
yeah.
Once
The
you know
first
The first time.
time,
you
The
need-
first time we went, we used a guide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Part
but-
of the way.
Yeah, we didn't really need
Partially.
him because like he was with people down there. We were like all the way up. But I think this time they took like my sister and them took the wrong way, the hard way.
Mm.
'Cause, you know when you get up the falls, you have the last part. It's best to go right. So they went left, and it was like it was very sleepy right there. You know, but yeah, it was awesome, man. I had fun, man. I had fun. I had so much fun, man. I took the whole family there. You know, it was fun. You know, I missed y'all. I saw the program. It was awesome. You know, I saw your son was on there. I saw Sister Brianna was on here. You know, repping KBI, the
Scholars,
youth, doing their thing.
scholars.
Yeah.
You know, and that was awesome. And you know, the fact that I saw your son on here, and you know, I was watching that program, you know, which is How They See Us,
Yeah.
and I just find it rough, man. Like, you know, how you could just like, you know, someone that you depend on, which we're talking about tonight. You know, the topic is going to be, you know, how could like somebody help you, you know, when they have the opportunity to help you, but they also have the opportunity to help you, but they don't do it. And it was like weird watching this story where 5 kids, you know, got convicted for a crime they never committed.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I'm looking at everything like, man, you know what? Like, in this day and age now, instead of having the conversation with our kids, especially our male kids, the sons, you know, about X, Y, and Z, now we have to tell them, like, listen, like, if you ever get locked up, keep your mouth closed. Just
Oh,
don't
yeah.
say nothing.
It's a must.
Because these people, like, wrote the statements. They did everything for these kids. These kids are, like, 14, you know, to 16. I just find it weird. Like, you know, I thought when you're a minor and you get in police custody, you have to have the parent there.
You
but
do.
apparently not.
You do.
You know, and when I was watching the story, I just find it heart-wrenching. Like, bro, like, you know, and then I remember when this kid from Stanford, you know, which was Caucasian, that raped a girl, and people saw him do it. You know, they witnessed him doing it. You know, and they're like, when he went in front of the judge was like, oh, he has his life ahead of him. And it was a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, you know, you see the big difference, you know, in today's society. Well, actually, that happened in 1989, you know, and that's just crazy. That's the thing, like, you know, and when I was watching the prosecution, the cop, she was like, listen, a crime happened, and I just need to put somebody away for it.
Oh, basically, that's it.
Basically, that's what it was.
That's it.
She didn't care.
No.
She didn't care if they were there, if they weren't there. And then when I first read the story, I thought those 5 kids were connected. After watching the movie, they didn't even know each
No,
other.
at all, yeah.
They didn't even know each other. And I was like, yo, like they just put the whole story together. They wrote their statements, told them to sign it. You know, if you want to go home, that's what you have to do.
Oh, yeah.
And
They
it's just-
didn't know each other. They weren't.
no, they didn't know. None of them know each other. When they were in the jail, they were looking at each other like, oh, so you're such and such.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they told me that you said this about me, or you said that about me. Like, oh, you put me at the scene, bro. I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even know each other.
Yeah.
So they took 5 kids.
Police normally do that to, like, you know, they will fix up their own thing. Just
Right.
to have you telling you and, you know, the next
Oh, yeah.
person. Like,
Wow.
Even if you do know each
Even,
other,
even if you do know each other.
they'll divide
because
it.
they separate you once they arrest you.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Separate each person in a different
Right.
room. So they come and say, oh, he said that about you. So
Mhm.
you're like,
Get your hype up so you can
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
That's a
make up
normal
something.
thing.
Yeah, you
you
look at
say
it like,
that,
oh.
then no, you start talking.
Then now you start talking to the next
Yeah.
person. And to me, it's like the best thing to do in any case is just to shut up.
Yes.
You know, especially up here.
That's the
Yeah.
rights. That's the
That's
rights
the
you
rights
have.
you have.
You have the
I
right to
don't know.
remain silent.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
like Donovan said that about me. That's fine. Oh well, I ain't
Yeah.
saying nothing. You know, I'll talk when my lawyer gets here.
That's it.
You know, plain and simple. You don't need to say nothing. They could talk. But then I heard that they had those boys there for like hours, man. And like some of them
Yeah.
they slapped around, and you know you can imagine like 14, 15 years old. You're just in fear. You know, you're like, man, like these guys just like I just gotta do what they tell me to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then even the father came there and he's like, listen, whatever they say to do, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, bruh, you really tell your kid that? Like, no.
Well, I mean, if you are ignorant of what these men in power are capable of doing,
Mm-hmm.
then you would say such a thing because you probably think that, you know what, they are here to help, they're here to clear the air, they're here to, help you out. So just do what they say, cooperate. And as kids, they just cooperate and, not knowing that, you know what, they don't really care.
even
They
as-
just want an arrest.
But they're not really there to help you though.
But even as grown adults,
Right.
if you're in a position where you're locked up, incarcerated, and you're waiting on trial, and you're waiting on trial, and you're waiting on trial, and they just like, hey, if you plead to this, we'll give you a deal.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people take pleas
Yeah, man, that's
and take the conviction just so they could get out and get on with their life.
Yeah.
It happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not really,
And
Was
you
it-
know-
is
you
it
know,
worth
you
it?
know, sometimes if you shut up, it's better for you.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It's
Sometimes,
better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
And then you see a lot of people nowadays doing all these police films, and they're like, "Listen, like, am I detained? Am I free to go?" And they're like, "Well, you're not detained, but you're not free to go." Okay, see the one and the other, my guy. Am I free? I watched one on Facebook where these bunch of guys were just sitting around, and these plainclothes cops came out of nowhere. They just pull up on them, and they're like, "Okay, what you guys doing?" They're like, "Nothing, we just chilling."
Yeah.
And they just started like harassing them or whatever. And the
Yeah, I
dude was
see
like,
that
"Yo,
one.
y'all need to just chill."
Yeah.
And then I guess one of their mans that was with them, the cops,
Yeah.
I guess he took his vest and everything off, walked up on the scene, and the
With a
cop,
gun on him.
yeah,
I
and the
saw
gun,
that
the
one,
cop just
yeah.
pulled the gun out of him and said, "Oh, here we go, I found a gun on your man." He's like, "Bro,
Oh,
we don't
yeah.
know him. He just walked up
What?
here."
I seen
But
that.
I'm looking at it like, how you find a gun on somebody? You don't detain them.
But the guy just disappeared.
Yeah, and then he
they're-
disappeared.
They're
But
like,
not
so
only
where,
that,
where he went?
but if you find a gun on somebody, what you gonna do? You're gonna detain them. You're gonna put them in handcuffs or
Yep,
something
yep.
so you can find out what's going on with the gun.
Yep.
They didn't do none of that. The guy was just leaning up there, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, now I find a gun, now I can search you." No, you can't.
No,
And
exactly.
them boys stuck to their rights, and that's the thing. Like a lot of us don't know our rights, and
Yeah.
once you know your rights, man, that helps you.
That's it.
You know, through any situation, and even though when you challenge, people in law enforcement, they get like defensive and want to like retaliate.
Oh, yeah.
Let them get defensive, them retaliate, but you're standing your ground. You show them that you do know the law. You show them that you do know what you're talking about. And when they get to a level where they're going to take it, say, listen, you know what? I'm gonna take my amendment right now. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah.
And that hurts them worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
That
he
hurts
got
them
talking,
worse.
like,
Yeah, that hurts
like,
them
that's
worse.
the
They'd
worst
rather you
insult.
speak.
That's the worst insult when
Exactly.
someone talking to you and not responding.
Exactly. So when people be upset, and you sit there, you firing back and forth, and guess what? You enjoy that. But the minute you firing and then nothing coming back, you're like, oh, okay. It just boils you more.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to do. So I'm just looking at it like I just need to go sit my son down and say, boy, listen, anything ever happen, just remember, keep your mouth closed and wait for mommy and daddy to get here.
True.
Plain and simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Keep your mouth closed. Don't say nothing. Because they just turn everything against you, man.
Yeah, they would.
And they found DNA and everything that had nothing to do with the boys and still locked them up.
It would have
One
exonerated
person,
them.
one person's DNA was on them, was on the woman's sock or something like that.
Man, that's
And that was
crazy.
it. And they still arrested the 5 boys.
They needed somebody to hang it on.
That's all. But that's exactly what she said.
Yeah.
She said, I need somebody to put it on.
That's
And they
it.
don't care.
That's all it was about.
They don't care. They don't care who they pin it
You
on.
know, I was in a situation a few years ago where me and the person that I was with in an argument, and I guess the neighbor here and called the cop, and the cop, when he came, he didn't have no reason to arrest me,
Right.
but he said somebody got to get arrested.
Exactly. Somebody got to go to
If
jail.
I go
that's it.
back,
One or
I
the
can
other.
lose my job.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
right.
So somebody got to get arrested,
It's
and
true.
it's not me, it's you.
It's a domestic call.
Domestic abuse.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody
But
got to go.
Somebody have to
Somebody has to go.
He said, I come out,
Yep.
somebody got to go. And even the
Then
young lady was
arrested the
like,
proc.
lady was like, no,
Right.
I didn't, you're not to lock him up, it's nothing like that. But him said somebody got to go.
I wouldn't have went.
But it wasn't a big deal. It get throughout.
Right.
But it's just, that's how the system
That's how it is.
operate.
Come a little closer to your mic.
That's how the system operate. The
Yeah.
system set for bring down.
And then once you get in the system, it's a wrap for you, bro.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
That thing follows you for the
Especially
rest of
with
your
certain
life.
things, you know?
Yeah.
Certain things
Like,
can't
yeah.
get sealed like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It follows you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you can't get out of it.
Oh yeah.
And that's just sad, bro. That we live in a society where you. And then I used to always think, you know, remember they had a show one time with Tom Cruise where they solved a crime before it happened.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
And it was like I
Was
thought
it Total Recall? Or
it wasn't Total
that
Recall.
one?
Minority Report.
Minority Report. Yeah, you got it. And I always thought about it like, why is it that cops always show up after the crime is committed? Like, what's your purpose then? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
To see
if
it
I get
happening?
shot, I don't want to see no cop. Ambulance, yeah. I'm happy to see you. I don't care about him. You know, but when did they ever get to a point where they're gonna be like able to solve crimes like as soon as they happen? Like when you watch the first 48, they have 48 hours to solve that crime, and the longer it takes, the more hours it takes. Guess what? After that, it just start diminishing till you find the person and say who committed the crime.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. So 48 hours you don't solve who did the crime, then guess what? It's a 90% chance they're not gonna find who did it. That's why they try to pin these things on these 5 kids.
That's it.
Like right then and there to let them know, listen, this is what's going on, because it's in the ear of everybody's mind, and everybody's seen, everybody heard about it. So like, okay, yeah, crucify them.
Well, it makes them look incompetent because if you have a person that got raped and nearly beaten to death, and there's no person that's being held accountable for it,
Right.
then it's like there's a rapist, murderer out on the loose,
That's
and
true.
nobody feels safe. So they're like, well, these 5 kids were there, let's pin it on them.
That's true.
So people can feel comfortable.
The people can't feel
They
exactly.
feel that
Relief
they're
in
not
their mind.
incompetent. The police are not incompetent, which,
That's true.
like you said, without really a voice and direction, sometimes they are incompetent. Sometimes it's people that give them the information that solves their case.
That's what it is.
Like the first 48.
Yeah.
Them police is really,
They don't know what
they're
happened.
going to the streets.
Yeah, to
and
find
they're
out what
going to
happened.
what's going on, what happened, this and that. And they're questioning people, and people are giving them the information, which is usually how the police solve their
That's
cases.
how they saw by word of mouth. Oh, I seen this.
Yeah.
I witnessed this. I
Because-
seen this person did that.
Right.
That's how they solve the case. And then they come and sit there and say, listen, somebody pinned you out, say you did this. What you got to tell me? And then that's how they get people to confess. And 90% of the people are like, man, like when you watch First 48, what they say? Man, it was an accident. I didn't mean to do it.
Yeah.
They start breaking
And
down
they
and
start breaking
crying.
down. They're like, bro, like,
It's
shut
like,
up, bro.
almost like Maury's the same.
You know, they talk
way.
on themselves most of the time.
Exactly.
You
Of
know?
course, that's
I'm
it.
like,
That's it.
only if you don't shut your mouth. You know?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Only
Come on
if you
now.
don't shut your mouth. Yeah.
Confession is good
Yeah.
for the soul.
Only
Man.
if you don't shut your mouth, like, you would still be on the road.
I
And then-
think that's how we were when we were little. If you get caught, don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah, everybody just sit there and hold their tongue. That's it. And we'll see each other, and we'll see them across in the room across, and we'll be like, like, and then that's how it was.
That door slide open, you like, yo.
Even in school, in the principal's office, that's how
Yeah.
we would be. We'd be like, I ain't saying nothing. You don't say nothing. Okay.
Did you see
Nobody
this happen?
did.
No, I didn't see nothing happen.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta go find out from somebody else.
That's it.
I didn't see that. But it's just, man, it's just the people that you think gonna help you, man. They're not here to help you.
Not all the time.
They're the one bringing it on.
Just like even family members.
Yeah.
You grow up with family members and you say, man, you think family members are gonna be able to pull you up and take you out and pull you through, and they just leave you right in the side of the road, man. They even back the bus up over you.
Yeah.
They hit you with the bus and say, oh, you got hit, let me back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably park it on you too.
They see you trying to get up, they say, stay down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous, man. And it's just when you see these stuff, it makes you wonder, like, what's going on? What's the deal? Where's the people that's here to help you? It's just like you come to church. Like a lot of people come to church for help.
Yeah.
They come to church because they want help. And the Bible says that the church, it's like a hospital. It's supposed to be everything you need is supposed to be right here in the church. And we're supposed to help each other.
But not anymore.
Tell me about it, brother. Tell
Why
me
do
about
you
it.
think, though? Why do you think that's happening in the church in this time?
It's just focus. People are not focused on the gifts anymore. What the things of God anymore. Because we put here to do God's word. The Bible says we are the salt of the world, we're the light
That's right.
of the world. So we're supposed to still be carrying out the work of God.
Mm-hmm.
But no vanity, cars, house,
Wow.
clothes, you know,
Oh yeah.
jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
So we want all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So now we lose focus
So
from
that's
the
where the
from the
focus
work.
is.
That's it.
now the money come in play. Tithes and offering, you know, it's going to the pastor's pocket instead of going back to the church to feed the people them and the homeless and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Greed.
Greed.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
what
big
it
thing.
boils down to, greed. But the Bible did talk about it, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Always.
yeah, it's written in the Bible. So
is
it's
in
no
the Bible.
surprise to us what we see happening now. you know.
Well, I mean, it is gonna be surprising to some people, you know, and I think like a lot of like the older folks is probably looking at it like, bro, I never thought I would live to see the day that I'm seeing this kind of stuff,
Mhm.
you know, and it's like it's facts,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and to me like when you're humble in the church and you're moving up in the church, you know, you see somebody have the drive, they have the passion, don't ridicule them. You know, don't try and pull them back. Don't try and pull them down. Like we just say in Jamaica, like crab in a
Barrel.
barrel, yeah. And the crab is coming out, you're gonna be like, nah, boy, come here. You know, pull him back down. I mean, like, don't do that. I'm not into that. You know, and it's like if you see somebody's going up, you know, help, push them up.
Yeah.
You know, help them. Like the Bible said, iron what? Sharpen as iron. That's what we're supposed to do.
Like, I been in several churches,
Mm-hmm.
and if I follow church, I stop serving God.
You gotta do it for yourself.
Hello. That's
Like
true,
real
yeah.
talk. If I follow
True.
the man them call themselves pastors
Church
and
hurt.
bishop,
Yeah, it's real.
you know, I stop serving God because when I just start out, I have bishop that tell me, listen, you need to stop. You're confused God people. My calling and your calling is different.
Different,
So
yeah.
you can't expect me to do things like how you do things.
Right.
That's true.
You know, God called me to minister to people, to speak in people's life. You are just a preacher. You just come with a word to deliver. It's not everybody prophesy. It's not everybody can teach. You know, not everybody can go up there, go jump up and scream.
Yeah.
Everybody have a different calling.
That's it.
That's
What
right.
I've been through in life, maybe you never.
That's
been through.
right.
Exactly.
And it's for a purpose
So
Yeah.
they lose. You have pastors that don't believe in prophecy now.
too. Yeah. I
That's
know.
facts.
Yeah, and it's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible.
You know, so how can you be a minister and you don't believe in prophet?
What
You
the
know,
Bible is telling you, yeah.
You know, we're not doing what God called us to do. Like the church lose.
But then I think like a lot of prophets just messed it up for today.
Yes.
You know, that to me is
Yes.
just like it's just out the wind right now where everybody just say I'm a prophet.
Everybody. Like you
You know,
win.
I'm gonna speak into your life and I'm gonna no, don't speak in my
And
life.
they use psychology on people,
Yeah.
you know.
You know,
Like,
I heard somebody say it one time, like, you know, you have people that would be like, you know, talking to you and saying all this stuff about you, and they're on your Facebook page looking at your pictures and
Yeah.
seeing what you're going through, seeing what you post, you know, and then they're like, oh, there's somebody on here by the name of such and such, and
Oh,
the
wow.
Lord is, bro, you just searched me out on Facebook, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's sad that, you know, people actually doing stuff like that. Like I say, like where's the people that say,
I have experienced before in regards to prophets. As far as I know, the prophet brings the word of God, brings a message from God
yeah.
to you, right?
They are the mouthpiece of
The
God.
mouthpiece of God, not just to come preach, but a message directly to you from God. And I have been to not just one church, but multiple churches at different times, and I've seen it where these prophets come to you and they're telling you things that you already know in terms of, oh, you were born in June, you know, and this happened in over there in Clarendon, and that happened over there back then in such and such a time,
And all
and
that's on
and
your Google.
you're from this area of the world, and this. Okay, so what did God say? How is that gonna help me? I know where I came from. I know when I was born.
I
I
know
know
where I've
what
been.
my age is. So you surprise the world that you can guess my age or find my age on Google or whatever it is. But the seriousness, I mean, it's not funny to me because this is messing people up. People need to be saved. People need to believe in what we believe in. You know, and if we're coming around and it's all about money and it's all about you and what you can do, and everybody's surprised, oh my God, it got me at one point. This one person got me at one point, and he was telling me about my husband. He wasn't telling me about myself. he was telling me about my husband and his age and where he came from, and he kind of just mentioned a particular state, and I was like, oh my God, that's where we got married, or that's where we met, and I was like, wow. But then after, blow my mind. I'm telling you, when I was driving home, I said, it's like the Spirit came to me and said, what exactly did you receive?
What did you receive? Yeah.
What did I say to you other than what you already know? And it disturbed me so much. And, it kind of just broke my spirit a little bit. But it didn't break my faith in God at all.
Right.
It just sharpened me up a little bit more and just reminded me, like you said, you can't watch people. Because if you watch these people that are doing these Facebook, YouTube videos, and it's all about them and how fabulous they are and how cute they are, and you don't get one thing in regards to God. It's okay to be fabulous. Trust me, I believe in fabulosity to the max.
I tell people,
but if God is not being glorified in what you're doing, go sit down somewhere and go out into the secular world and do that. That's just my belief. I'm being honest.
I tell people to be careful, because a lot of these prophetess, they're demon.
Okay.
That's it.
Demon.
Yeah.
Their spirit.
Palm readers and these seers, they got the gift too, but what's the spirit that's working in them?
I have people contact me on Facebook to push me higher.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe you.
Several times.
I believe you.
Because they see the gift. And I check out, like, they send my website and say, check this out, this is what we do. I have one organization want to open 100 church in America this year alone, and they're recruiting pastors.
Wow.
And they was in my inbox. Want to
believe
recruit
you.
me.
That's the main reason. The main reason why I got off my Facebook.
When I check them out, I'm seeing rings and I'm like, if God give me an anointing, why do I need a ring to bring my power higher?
Right.
When Jesus was walking on the earth, him lay hands on the sick and open blind eye. Why do I need a ring for, push me higher, for give me more power?
Or that
Bro, the thing I like about that is, like, you look at Peter. You walked in Peter's shadow and you were healed.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Like the power that will come off of Christ. If I get that, I don't need a ring. If I just barely tap into it.
Barely.
Okay.
Not to mention if I fully tap into it.
And he said,
you know what I'm saying?
It's true.
He said, greater works we gonna do.
Because
that's my favorite word.
Yeah, greater works we gonna do.
So we're not even tapping into nothing yet. We're not even, and I feel like when God said, with a mustard seed of faith, you can move mountain. I feel like literally the mountain.
That's true.
Course.
That's facts.
Come out of the box where we're in the mindset.
Right.
And if you look, him said, greater works you shall do. Him raise the dead. Him open blinded eye. Him make the dumb talk. Him heal the sick. What else do I got to do greater?
Bro, I remember this story with Paul.
You know what I'm saying?
Paul was ministering to the man in the window, and Paul was just talking this because it was so exciting to Paul, and Paul was just giving him knowledge and giving him the word of God, and the man fell out the window. Boop, dropped dead, and Paul ran down there and brought him back to life. Yeah. We have that inside of us. We have that inside of us.
But we're not tapping in.
We're just not tapping in. We need to understand that we need to tap in, because when you tap into God's great power, man, there's nothing that could stop you. There's nothing that could bring you down. And while we're talking about that, I want you guys to jump over to Kingdom Culture Couture. Hit my girl up, Talicia Jenkins. She was here on a couple of Talcia. She was here on a couple weeks ago. She survived cancer. She has a story out there. Hillsong picked her up and said, listen, your story is awesome. Your story is powerful. Wow. They want to hear about her story. And Hillsong picked her up. I was reading the blog she put up, saying that she found like a lot of strength through the Hillsong radio. And she shared that out to them, and they picked her up. So, she's an awesome woman of God. This podcast tonight is brought to you by her. Just hit her up. It's Kingdom Culture Couture. She has shirts. She has stuff on there. She has stuff to encourage you. You can hit her up 108 on her Facebook. It's Talsia, Talsia Jenkins. Hit her up. She'll encourage you if you're going through anything. If you feel, like you went through this or you've been through some stuff, and she went through it like real hard, man. Because while she was going through that, she kind of like, her husband left her and stuff like that after she had her second child. And her story is awesome, man. So let me tell you something. She can motivate you. She can empower you. Don't forget to hop on over to Kingdom Culture Couture. She has stuff over there. That's her website. And also if you want to reach out to her, it's Talsia Jenkins, on Facebook. But yeah, Awesome story, man. That was an awesome story, man. That one right there, like, hit home. She had stage 2 Hodgkin's cancer.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about, the power of God, man. When God heals you, it's a wrap. There's nothing that nobody could say or even, like, who could tell you anything that you've been through. You know, when you go through something, you came through, and that's like the boys that was in the fire. You know, when you go through something like that, and the man out there like, turn the blaze on fire, turn up higher, 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 higher. And then it's so hot where people outside is getting burned, and the boys in there just chilling.
Yeah.
And he walked out like nothing happened.
Not smelling, not looking like nothing.
Not looking like smoke, not smelling like smoke.
Ooh.
You know, when you think about stuff like that, it's like, bro, the awesomeness of God, you know, it's inside of us. But we have to learn to tap into it, man. Nobody don't need to tell you, you know, how to serve God or what to do with God. You should understand how to serve God. And sometimes God has to put us through some crazy tests for us to understand, like, listen, man, I'm here with you. I got you. You know, because, like, I think a lot of people believe that God has them, but they just don't really believe, if you get what I'm saying. You know, they know there's somebody there that got them, but they're just like, you know what? Yeah, I know God got me, but I'm just like the lady, the woman with the issue of blood. They said she spent all her money.
Yeah.
She went to all the physicians because she was trying to get healed. And one day she said, you know what? I just want to touch the hem of his garment. And nothing stopped her. And we have that mentality that we just want to pull on God every day. We just want to get up and pull on God until we get what we want or get our healing. Anything you want delivering from, you can get that from God.
That's right.
But you have to understand that you have to put some work into
We
it.
have to get uncomfortable.
That's true.
That's
Eagles in the nest.
Yes, because we're too comfortable in our comfort zone.
And you know, I told somebody that the other day. I said, listen, here in America, it's like we know we have ambulance, we know we have doctors for everything. So, but some countries you go, they don't know that. They just know God, bro. And they're gonna pray, they're gonna fast, they're gonna do what they have to do until they get their healing.
Pressure, they're under pressure.
But we, like you said, we're in our comfort zone. We have everything at our fingertips.
Yeah.
You know, anything we need, boom, we can just go to the doctor. Oh, he prescribed you this, and you know you're gonna be good.
I see. I remember back in the day. I'm coming from the street,
Right.
hustling and all that.
Yeah, we too.
So God showed up for me when I was in jail. Because I did forget that there was a God and I do the thing. Make the money, flossing. I forgot that there was a God. But him stopped me in my tracks. And if him never stopped me, I would have been dead today.
Wow.
You know. And I'm glad that he did. I didn't get any time. I was looking at 35 years. I want to spend 8 days in jail.
Wow.
And that's how I know that God good. I pay my lawyer. He didn't show up in court. I was my own lawyer.
Wow.
Yeah.
God was your
Like-
lawyer. He said, listen.
He said, I never leave you or forsake you.
That's what he said.
That's true.
That's true. That's facts.
That's true. When I was in jail, the voice came to me and said, go on fasting. I give away my breakfast. I give away my lunch. While I was fasting, I went on the bookshelf looking for a book, a Bible to read. Only thing on the Bible was Holy Bible in English.
Right.
Everything else was in African language.
Wow.
But I was reading, and I was fasting, and I was praying. And I'm inside the cell. They were playing domino out there and making a card and whatever because it was break, and they was making a lot of noise. I promise you, the cell gets so quiet.
That's it.
And I heard the voice of the Lord said, whatever the enemy have planned for bad, God already turned it around for good.
That's it.
If I didn't get arrested that weekend, I would have been dead that same weekend.
That's it.
You know, so God is real and God is good.
Yeah.
He is real.
He is real.
Like, I don't think we have enough time to go into my testimony. But,
That's why you're here,
That's
though.
why
That's why you're
man.
here.
Talk
We
about
got
it, man.
30
Let's
minutes.
talk about it. You have a whole lot of time. Talk about it.
Yeah, God good.
You'd be
man.
surprised who
need
you're
to
sitting
hear.
around the table with, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
You'd be surprised who you're sitting around the table with, man.
But I was looking at one of your testimonies. You had two other people on the Facebook one time, and you was speaking, and you was telling a story about how the propane tank.
Oh,
Blue.
my mom.
Ran out, yeah.
and she gathered you
The
up.
tree
and
away,
shut you
yeah.
up
Oh,
and
yeah.
prayed for
Yeah,
it.
you follow me, man.
And the propane tank
Run
didn't
for
run
months.
out. Yeah,
It
it
run
didn't
for
run
months.
Yeah, it came
The
back
empty
on.
propane.
Yeah.
Empty tank.
Wow.
Until
Run
she had
for
to
months.
pray for it to just stop.
She said, God, I have money now. I can buy gas. Yeah.
And what I really realized is,
Wow.
like the neighborhood that you come from, if the rougher it gets,
Mm-hmm.
the more desperate it is. That's when the Lord could really show up and really move and show people.
Yeah.
And even in them rough neighborhoods, even in them jail cells, even in them prisons, them people believe in God.
They do.
They just don't depend on Him
Exactly.
until
Like, yeah.
they get to a place where they're boxed in. and they have to cry out.
I know 99% of the people in jail, right?
Cry
When
out.
they did something,
Yeah.
and they see police or something, they say,
That's what they
Jesus
remember
Christ.
God.
Yeah, exactly.
They be like, yo,
That's it.
they be like, Jesus
That's what
Christ,
they remember God.
please, yo, Mr. the police, but don't let him catch me.
Your
Father
situation
God,
has to get desperate.
Make me invisible for a minute.
Yeah.
Just shield me, yeah.
It is.
And you talk about that, like even my one of my testimony that I share a lot, is like when I was in California, and the house got raided and stuff. I'm talking about U.S. Marshals. I seen them boys through the window hop out of these black vehicles. I go, yo, this serious. And I was like, man, it's a wrap. And I jumped in the closet, and I'm hiding in the closet. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, what I'm going to do, man? What I'm going to do, man? Not everybody going to know what I've been doing. My mom going to know. My wife going to know. Everybody going to know. And I'm sitting there like, Jesus Christ, like, bro, if I get out of here, Lord, trust me, I ain't coming back. And I said, trust me, I ain't coming back.
Don't we like to say that?
And let me tell you something, man. I guess the Lord understood like I was serious.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I had to make this situation happen for you to understand. Like I'm serious too.
Yeah.
And I remember when the U.S. Marshal, he opened the door and he looked, and the man was tacked out, man, gun everywhere. He had a big gun. And he looked at me and go, you hailed me? I said, all clear. Then they walked around a little bit, and then they walked down the stairs, bro. You see when I see the drive away?
Wow.
Bro, I found that airport so fast. I literally sat in the airport
when
for
you
like,
say God will make you invisible,
invisible is
Yes.
facts.
Yes.
And another man came and he was preaching there one time. And he said, listen, man, there was some guys that was looking for him that wanted to kill him. And he's like, man, yo, the man, he was like standing right there. And the man that walked past him like, yo, the way the road quiet tonight, not even dog a bark.
I see. I was on, cause I'm from Waterhouse,
Wow.
and I was on in Balcom Drive
Yeah.
on the soccer field, and this guy, known as a killer, he turned an AK-47 in my direction. I hear every single shot pass.
And not
me.
one toucher.
I hear the shot them licking on the fence, and not one touch me.
Wow.
When I was shocked, so I couldn't move for a minute, But when I finally run, I run into a woman's house. And when everything calmed down, I said, Mom, I get shot. She said, no. I said, yeah, I get shot, cause listen, I hear the shot them
Yeah, fly past you, yeah.
licking on the fence. I just couldn't believe not one catch me. She was like, no, son, you not get shot. I said, Mom, I get shot. Not one shot.
looking no blood, no nothing.
I feel like God just drop a bubble
That's exactly
over
what he
me
did.
at the time.
Cover you.
And yeah.
You just
Yeah.
reminded me of King Saul, when he was in pursuit for David, and David had the upper hand, and David could have done him right there. And even then, even though he was doing his own thing and out of the will of God and all of this, God still covered him and protected him from David, because it could have been the end of him right there. David is known to be slewing people and killing, and he could have ended him right there. And even then, the Lord said, touch not my anointed. Because even though, the Lord know you from before you were born, before you were formed, before you were thought of, and so you were already called.
We all
You
were.
were already anointed and appointed
Trust me, the
to
Lord,
do.
if he wanted to get rid of us, he'd have got rid of us a long time ago.
Definitely.
So your purpose must be fulfilled.
We'd have either been in jail or laid up in the ground a long time ago.
Even in jail, trust
Yo,
me.
somebody say you run all these gangsters, you need to go home.
I've been through immigration court. Immigration court for 4.5 years, so I know that I have a purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was on the deportation list.
And you still here?
Still here.
Yeah.
So I know that God have a purpose for me to do it. I said, I have people come to me with Wobia man number. So call that Wobia man. Specialize in a green card.
Bro, I
Give
ain't on
it
that.
an oil of green.
Call that man. Trust me.
Card.
You have to beat that case. I said, no. God. And every time I go into court, immediate deportation, Your Honor. Immediate that's all they say. And the judge always working to my favor.
Amen.
But the same judge turn around and give me 30 days, want to deport me.
Right.
Put me on the 30-day deportation list because at the time, he asked me if I take drugs. I said, no. He say, yes, some more. I say, yeah. He say, where's some more? I say, weed.
That's not drugs.
Exactly.
How they say this? They say it's a plant, and if you roll it,
I
it's
went in
that's
it with him,
side
man.
effects.
I went in it with him. I said,
Right.
Joanna, let me tell you.
And Your Honor, no. Because Your Honor probably over there
Yo,
smoking
he's
too.
smiling.
Yeah.
I got him smiling.
Yeah.
I said, Joanna, drugs is something that
you process. You have to put it
Exactly.
through process for it to
Chemicals
become
and
a
all
joint.
that.
Yeah, you got to cook it and, you know.
You know, just pick it.
Weed, you just pick, dry,
Dry,
crush,
yeah.
and light. So he was laughing.
Yeah.
And him say, I'll get back to you in 30 days.
But you were
Yeah.
honest though.
Yeah.
And that's
30
what
day
they-
time, he said, leave my country immediately. You have 30 days to leave the country
Mhm.
because you were too blunt in my courtroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I appealed that case and get it open. And when the lawyer that appealed the case for me,
Mm-hmm.
she have a deadline for turning the case Monday. And UPS, FedEx, none of them couldn't get it there until Tuesday. So she buy a ticket.
Missed the deadline.
She said, I'm not supposed to tell anybody.
Mm.
She buy a ticket and flew to Virginia.
And
Went
drop
to
it
a
off.
hotel and a car and drop it off.
Wow.
She said her husband almost divorced her. Because him said, no, don't go.
Mm.
She said, I got to go.
Wow.
So you see when God
Yes,
step on your
sir.
case.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
When I was looking lawyer at that time, every single lawyer I went to, cause from them open my file there, it's like 80,000, 100,000 cash.
Big money.
I said, right now, I'm up on my face. Because I already paid this like 4 years after my arrest or whatever. So I already paid everything out in lawyer fee already. So I said, God, this one in your hand.
That's it.
And I'm just driving and I hear a lawyer up on the radio, $500 to open the case.
Oh, God. Just like
Yeah.
Mm.
Then when she opened the case, she never did Friday appeal.
Mm.
It was another lawyer did Friday appeal. That's how God worked.
Mhm.
I go back to her and I say, Friday, how much Friday appeal? She give me a number I couldn't afford. I said, God, this in your hand.
Mhm.
If you want me to go to Jamaica, I go. I'm not going to see America illegal. And somebody tell me about a lawyer. When I went to him, him say him full, him can't take it. Then him introduced me to our next lawyer. She said, I got you.
wow.
$1,500.
Wow.
Wow.
You can pay me in partial payment.
Wow.
And she did it. The day before we went to court, we sit down 3.5 hours in our office. I go over everything.
Mm.
5 minutes we went in court and the judge grabbed my green card.
Wow. That's soft.
75% chance we did for go home, 25% me stay in America.
Wow.
That's what the lawyer was telling me.
That's it.
But when them opened the letter from Virginia, the district attorney said, you cannot deport the young man to elaborate on a question that you asked him.
Mm.
Oh, you want to deport him? You have to grant him a green card. So the same judge already want to deport me and him grant me a green card.
Aye.
Yeah.
What a lot about your enemies. Okay.
In the same courtroom.
Wow.
And that's why our shirt tonight says, "My God versus my,
My
enemies."
enemies.
Amen. Yeah.
So once my God is on it, then nothing.
God will show up for
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah.
In-
So what was like the big turning point for you that made you like really like convert to Christianity?
Well, you know, me no know.
It just
Nah,
happened.
like,
Yeah, he just mentioned like 500 reasons.
Yeah.
I see death, I see jail, I see so much thing happen. I used to be a womanizer. I'm say God bring me out of that without no disease, no nothing.
Right.
Amen.
You know, like I did it all.
Mm.
I did it all. 'Cause I used to live in LA too. Where, you know, when I'm there in LA, I lived a life.
Exactly.
You know, flossing, woman. I used to change woman every night. Wasn't a problem.
Right.
You know, and I see God turn around everything and I'm still healthy. I'm still in my right mind. You know, I'm not dead. I'm not crippled. You know,
Wow, praise
I didn't serve any time in prison. I didn't get deported. I still was going to church and me I go to church, but me I get church hurt.
Right.
I say, I'm done with this, man. Honestly, I was done with church, but not God.
Exactly.
So
That's it.
I was still praising God. I'm a praiser. Like sometimes I would just turn on my music and just dance in front of God.
Right.
Because I know where He
Like
brought me
David.
from, you know. And I would just dance. I don't care who I watch. I don't care who
right.
in the house.
And that's how you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one Sunday I was watching a program on Facebook, and the Lord said, visit that church. And why I visit, no, not a Sunday, it was like a Friday I sat there, and the Lord said, visit her church. And when I get up, I visit the church. I was in the church praising. I was just glorifying God, because they were having praise and worship. And I feel a touch on my hand, like I'm a tip on my hand. When I opened my eye, it was a pastor. She said, come sit up here with me. And that was the turning.
Wow.
Like from, she called me up there to sit with her. When she finished preaching, she said, I want you to come next week and preach.
Wow.
like-
She didn't know you?
No, I know her from back in the days, but
Okay,
I never
okay.
been to her church in
Right.
years, like
Right.
maybe
right.
more than 6 years.
Mhm.
And that was the first time walking back in there. And she said, I want you to preach next week. I was like, okay. I don't have nothing to say.
You have nothing to say.
Wow.
So
Right.
Me, I'm nothing to say.
I went home, Google and whatever, and
Getting their research
Yeah.
and you get your word.
it went good. And from that, God just, doing his stuff. And I used to do my Facebook Live. I was shy, so I never really go up on it often. Every now and then I realized that people logging on to it. Like somebody always in my inbox, keep doing what you're doing.
Wow.
Like your words, sometimes I want a word, sometimes I'm having a bad day and I go on your Facebook page.
Exactly.
Like I appreciate what you're doing. God is really moving through you. Sometimes I'm like,
Really?
what are you saying? Me there's so unclean one, God
Right,
clean me
right.
up. But
Yeah,
sometimes they're like, pray for me.
Wow.
Me there I want prayer myself, I'm to pray for you.
Right,
Come
right.
on,
But
tell the truth. Tell
I
the
catch
truth.
myself and I'm like, God, if you put me on this field, that means there's something behind this. That means you're gonna prepare me, you're gonna give me the strength for
Oh,
this.
yes.
Because it gets overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I shut down, I delete Messenger,
Yeah.
because I don't want a message.
Mm-hmm.
And come on for Facebook sometimes because people from all over the world
Wow.
want God.
Mhm.
Like sometimes I will have like the other night 1:47 a guy calling me to pray for.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Wow.
it's
That's
just
the
over
calling,
and
though.
yeah.
That's the calling you have.
But I just realized that
Mm-hmm.
people is like, oh, you got something, God is using you, but I'm looking like I don't see nothing.
That's humility, though. Listen to me. That is humility because you'll have some people that bask in that kind of attention and they want it and they live for it. And God is no longer there.
No, I'm just chilling. Like
The fact that it's still pressure. It's still you're still human. You understand? You still realize that you need God, regardless of how much people need your words of wisdom and your encouragement. And just even one person, but you still recognize how much of a man you are, the flesh you are. It's sort of like how Paul would express himself. Wretched man that I am.
Oh, yeah.
But he was still there doing the work of God, and people were still being ministered to.
Yeah.
So you keep.
guys like
And the thing, not to mean to cut you, but the thing that a lot of people like is when they know somebody's been through stuff. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
they
if
can
you ain't been
relate.
through nothing, how can you tell nobody about anything?
and I'm still
But
going
when
through.
people hear
Yeah.
your story,
Yeah.
when people hear your story and hear all you've been through, they're like, yo, like, man, you went through it, man.
Yeah.
You still here?
Listen, and you're
They
gonna
listen to
go
you.
through it until God comes because that's just the calling you have.
That's what I tell people, Like, no matter, I encourage people to serve God. But when you come, don't think everything over. Don't think all your pain done.
That's when it starts.
Because if you have an anointing on your life, the bigger the anointing is the
Greater the enemy.
greater. Exactly. It's the bigger the pain you're going to feel.
Oh, yeah.
The rougher the storm is. The hotter the fire going to be. So you got to make up your mind that I'm going to go through this.
That's
You know.
right.
A lot of time, people don't know I'm sleeping in my car all the time. Like back then, People don't book me get up same way I'm go to church, look clean. But I'm homeless.
Right.
But I trust and believe in God that there's a turnaround coming. A lot of things that I go through, people don't know.
Sure.
A lot of the pain and the pressure that I'm facing in life, they don't know because I'm smiling. If somebody call me and say, come preach, I'm there. If somebody call and say, pray, I'm there. But the pain is still there.
It's still there.
The devil still
The
attacking.
storm is there.
I have people on Facebook call me, get them healing to my ministry, but still bashing me because I'm not sitting down on the phone with them, the time with them one. Like, I have people that say, I'm not ready for this yet. I'm following the crowd that me have too much for me.
Wow.
People that want me attention, I can't manage that.
Wow.
And this one person called me, dying, cannot breathe.
Yeah, you pray for
And when
them.
I pray and I call on fire from heaven, our lungs restored.
My God.
Doctor said that's the best our lungs ever look. Our lungs is 98% good. I pray for her the Sunday and the Monday afternoon she went to the doctor. The doctor said our lungs is 98% good than a healthy person.
Wow.
Better than a healthy person. And you're telling me that God not real, you're telling me that God not working.
Wow.
that's ungratefulness. You know, yeah, that's ungratefulness.
Blasphemy.
Yep.
And she gonna lose. She gonna lose that miracle.
Yeah.
You know, God will take it to her back.
Yeah.
Because it was a season when I was off Facebook, and somebody texted me on WhatsApp and said, "Did you see that comment?" She went on a picture that I have a lot of comment on, and post one long comment, and it's like
After the healing, after the miracle.
after the healing, and I'm like, "You're ungrateful."
But look, how do you still submit and minister and extend your snake bitten hand, even in the face of that? Because a lot of people is going to be like that. A lot of people is going to take that blessing from God, and they're going to look at it like, that's Beelzebub. You see what I'm saying?
You have to look on Jesus. You know, when God was walking the earth, what they do to him?
Persecution.
So much things.
Yeah.
You know, them saying fake. I was dating a girl and she said I fake.
Yeah.
You know?
Closest ones to you. Yeah.
She didn't believe in what God was doing in me.
That's
And she
it.
bring her friend come.
Yeah.
And I said, your friend been molested twice.
Wow.
She said, no, I don't. I said, ask her. You know, if it been now. She take the phone the same day and call the friend, and the friend say, yeah, I've been molested twice by my uncle.
My God.
And you still don't believe what God is doing in me.
Yeah.
You know, but when Jesus was on the earth, when he was walking, they persecute him and talk bad about him. So I just put myself in that show.
Yeah, yeah.
If they do that to Jesus, what they gonna do to me?
Exactly.
That's right.
So I just have to, it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt.
To see the same people them where you help up or where you pray for.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes these things, deliverance, healing, it training.
It does.
Like I pray for a lady one time, 2 days I need to recover.
Yep. I believe you.
My body was so drained. So you're doing these things and then they turn against you. What you gonna do? You just have to put yourself in Jesus' position and say, them do it to God, so they're gonna do it to me.
That's true.
You know,
Definitely.
they're gonna do it to you. And if you have that anointing, that true anointing, they're gonna do it. It's coming.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's gonna come bilious, where you're gonna cry. You're gonna wanna give up.
To it too.
Yes,
That's true, yeah.
yes. You know, but I've been through so much from where God took me from. I don't think nobody can say nothing to me right now.
No,
That's
That's right. You know enough.
You know,
You know enough.
my appendix burst and poison my body for a day and a half, and I'm still here.
Boy, that's death.
Like they
Right?
That's death.
put me on the ward that everybody go on that ward dead.
Dead, yeah.
You know, so there's nothing when nobody can say
No.
or do.
Yeah.
No matter how far I fall, I'm coming up back.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, what did the Israelites say? It was good that we were afflicted?
Yeah. The pain that I've been through, and I say, God, take me out of that. And what he do for my mom, the faith of me say she have a fair faith me stand on.
Right.
You know, growing up in that household, I stand on her faith. And that's why I tell people, listen, you don't have to be perfect to serve God.
No.
You don't have to be perfect. You know, I minister to people that they say, oh, I can't serve God because
Not
my
ready yet.
boyfriend or, you know, my
Yeah,
situation.
it's
or
not
right. I
about
said,
that.
no, come to God. Because
It will get
my
right.
mom was going to church, get pregnant with me, but she never let go for God.
That's right.
And she still brought us up in the faith.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when me say she fast and pray, God answer. Him come true for her.
Oh, yeah.
When that lady, sometimes I said that lady is wicked to herself. Because she fast till I hide them sinking.
My God.
Her skirt start up off her, she look like just,
Sick.
yeah. But God just have the strength. My mother go on some serious fasting.
Well, if you think about fasting back in the days, like with Jamaican people, bro, that was some serious
Yeah.
fast. They fasted.
Yeah.
And when they fasted, they fast from everything.
Yeah. Like even no Christmas, my mother not eat.
Wow.
She not celebrate. When everybody have them celebration, my mom don't celebrate. She go and fast.
Those are the most
She make-
effective ones.
Yeah, she makes sacrifice.
That's a
That's
serious
it.
sacrifice.
That's the most
yeah.
effective one.
And she take like all the kids, them grandkids, friend, family picture, and she lay on them for a day.
And pray.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That lady faith I'm walking on. Something that I see happen in my mom life, and I see God come through. I'm like, whoa, there must be a God,
Yes.
you know. And then I see him start come through in my life. say, yeah, him real. You know, him real. He's really
you know
there.
something? I was in Jamaica the other day. I was sitting there, I was talking to my grandmother. I was just looking at my grandmother. I was like, bro, you know, like a lot of the prayers that she sent up and my mom sent up is what kept
That's
me.
what kept us.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what kept us.
And we're at a stage now we just can't take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
We have to carry
Yeah,
on
we
that
have to
same
carry
thing. That's
on
what
that
Minister
same
Julia
thing.
was saying on
And
Sunday.
When you start like see what you have to do, what you have to accomplish, you know, you should just want to push and do it. It should nothing be stopping you because you already know what you've been through.
Yeah.
You already know what God brought you through. You know, and the thing that I love about God is like, you know, even though we don't see, you know, a lot of the stuff that He's done for us, you know, before it happened. You know, anything God did, He always made the way first. Just like He came, He created the earth, He created everything. He made sure everything was right, and He said, you know what, now I'm gonna make man. You know, in my image and in my likeness. You know, so God always make a way. Just like when He was taking the children of Israel, you know, people always say, oh, they were crazy, da da da. No, they had to learn the hard way. You know, because they still was stuck in the Egypt mentality.
Yeah.
You know, and the Lord is like, listen, y'all gonna wander, you're gonna keep going around until you get it right. And He fed them angels food, which was manna. They had water. You know, when it was hot in the day, the Bible said the Lord kept it cool in the day and warm at night. So God created the first AC in my eyes. You know what I mean? Because you walking through a wilderness all day, He kept you cool. You know, you had AC throughout the day, and then nighttime He kept them warm. So that's the God that we serve, man. He's sovereign, man. He's a God that, trust me, you know, and I always tell, like, you know, this one guy, me and him always talking about my job a lot, and I said, bro, listen, the reason why a lot of us have to pray hard because we do dumb stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously. We do stuff, Donovan, that we have no business doing. And then we go like, oh, Lord Jesus, why I did that? Please forgive me. I won't do it no more. If you never did, you had to pray about it. You got other stuff to focus on to pray about. You understand what I'm saying? But when you do consistently do dumb stuff, then you have to keep praying.
We put ourselves a lot of times in certain situations where we become very easy to track by the enemy.
That's
if I
true.
could put it that way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, say you have a certain anointing, a certain level of anointing. You know, so this bother you and that is, you know, and we tend to kind of just skim the fence sometimes and get caught, if you know what I mean. Just get tripped up by the enemy. And so we end up.
And the fact that when you're even talking about, like, you know, people are going to, you know, talk about you and all this stuff, bro, when you're a prophet, be ready to walk alone.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Be ready to walk
And
alone.
I wasn't called to be under anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so every church I try to join, I have a problem.
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
everywhere
somebody's
I
going to
go.
say you try to take over.
Everywhere I go. Because, like when I just started out, I said I need a spiritual guidance. I need this, I need that. But everybody I go under, oh, no, there's no such thing as prophet. They need to stop the confusing God people. You know, if you look at my Facebook, I don't have nothing like Prophet Wayne. You know, maybe if I put up a prayer at the bottom of it, I'll put Prophet Wayne, but I'm not changing my Facebook name. I don't title myself. You know, if somebody asks my name, I'm Wayne. You know, I don't title myself because once you start getting that title, you get over yourself.
That's
and
true.
now it's become
Get above your head.
No, it's not God anymore. It's
Yep.
you and the flesh. You know, so let them say what they want to say.
Right.
Let them do what they want to
That's
do.
right.
You know, it was prophesied to me several times that I wasn't called to be under no man ministry. I was called to build and set order.
Wow, that's
So,
apostleship right there.
Yeah. I met people who just start calling me. I have so much people know that apostle they call me.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah,
Wow.
I have a lady, a pastor in Africa. Anytime she call me apostle,
Apostle.
and she honor me so much. I never meet this lady. We just talk. And she made me meet so much bishop over the phone. Or she's like, oh, I want you to video conference them.
Wow.
You know, like some big bishop in Africa. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, today we talked, she was like, apostle, I can't wait to meet you. You know, I'm like,
Wow.
but I'm just this regular guy from Waterhouse, you know?
Well, walk in it. You know, you don't. God is the one that ordains you, and calls you.
And it's something that I always say when people come on here
Validates you.
that does like what you do. You know, my thing is like, keep vlogging, man. Keep encouraging people.
Yeah.
You know, let people know your story. Let people know what you've been through. You know, I used to do that on my Facebook, and I kind of came off because people just flooded my inbox, like. And then for a while, I was like,
Right,
I'm not coming to India. I'm
Right,
not going to Africa.
Yeah.
I'm not going. No, I'm
Like I have
stop.
so much requests right now
Yeah.
for Africa. Like, yeah. I have like 4 requests in Kenya and Ghana and all them places. Like, I've passed all over the world one connect. Why? I don't know. But that's what you said. Them seeing something that I'm not seeing. You know, they're honoring the anointing.
Right.
And I thank God for that, you know. He's doing and what he's about to do. It's only going to get greater.
It's going to get greater.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
one thing I love about Paul is something that stands on it says true, much tribulation.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through it,
Yeah.
man. We're going to face it.
And I'm ready. You know, I'm ready.
And remember, you know, at the end of the day, your enemy is not the brother that came to you and said, "Oh, you ain't called to be no prophet."
It's the spirit
It's
that's
the
driving them.
spirit that's within
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
A lot of times we hear these preachers say, you know, God is going to take care of your enemies. And we're like, yes, because we remember this is the girl at work that messed with us. And that, no, it's not her. It's the
spirit.
same
And
one enemy that we all have
But we wrestle
working
not
through.
against flesh and blood.
There
but
you go.
The one that I always hear people mess up, and I'd be like, as soon as they say it, I'd be like, all right, next is, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. That's not what Joseph was saying. Joseph was simply comforting his brothers. Like, listen, your heart wasn't in the right place, but guess what? Now, because of everything that you have done, look what happened. You know,
For
look where I'm.
everybody,
Yeah,
too.
I'm the young. I was the youngest one in the family until they had the last one, and Benjamin. You know, and look what he became. He was right hand man to Pharaoh.
That's right.
You know, and he saved the grains and everything, and they came there to eat. You know, and he was just comforting his brothers. So we need to understand, like, this walk is not to bash people. You know, I seen somebody put up something where they had the Bible beating somebody. That's not what we're here for. You know, we're here to encourage folks and let folks know that, listen, you know, even though other people out there may turn their back on you, God will not turn his back on you. And even though you feel, you know, like Job said, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. You know, even like sometimes you're gonna lift your hands, you're gonna search for God, and guess what? You might not see him, you might not feel him, but guess what? He's still there.
Amen.
You know, I remember when God was on the boat, guess what? He was fast asleep.
Yeah.
They were worried, they were frightened, and this man was just like knocked out.
Yeah.
Just chilling, sleeping, comfortable. And they're like, yo, come on, wake up, man. Look what's going on around. He's like, peace, be still. And that was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's funny you said that because I'll be going through things in life and I'm just calm.
Yeah.
Like people would know me, know what I'm going through, and they'll be like,
Why you so calm?
you always so calm, you always laughing.
You must be
like,
thinking about Jesus all the time.
So listen, it's in a God hand.
It is.
You know,
And all you do is stress yourself out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
You
you have the
start worrying
bills
about
and you
it,
can't pay the bill, why you worry about it? You
stress
know,
yourself out.
he
That's
said
funny.
pray about it and leave it. You know, just like when I'm going sleeping at the bottom of the boat, that's something I go sleep and don't worry about
That's
it.
right.
You know,
Amen.
he
Amen.
wasn't worrying about the storm.
Amen.
You know, no matter how the storm turn up, he wasn't worried because him know.
He's the one that,
He's the one.
controls the storm.
So I know I'm walking with the king. So no matter what I'm going through, no matter what storm, no matter what fire, it's in his
It's in
Amen.
God's hands.
It's in his hand.
Wow.
You know.
So, man, you just got to put your trust and your faith and everything in God, man.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly. Everything.
That's it. That's the key. I think a lot of people, what they do is when they see a problem coming up against themselves, they try in their own power. Like
Fix
a lot of people would have took that number for the OBA person to get the passport and
Yeah.
get the stuff. A lot of people. I mean, I don't even want to talk about the person that gave you the number.
Exactly. Why they got the number? You know what I mean?
But I mean, sometimes the enemy is always waiting.
Yeah.
As soon as you step out that bed, if you didn't pray the night before and you didn't set that path straight with the Lord, there's going to be a snare for you.
Look, one morning I'm getting ready for court.
Yeah.
And a church sister
Yeah.
called me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The devil sent a church sister come. Me I get ready nice and confident that
That's it.
And messed you up.
the devil called me now.
That's it.
I was like, you know, today not gonna be good.
Wow.
You know, I see a dark cloud over here. I say, in the name of Jesus.
Buying it up.
Before you shift it, you come call me and put doubt
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
spirit. You know, today not gonna. That's the devil.
That's it.
I say, okay, have a good day. And
When
I
a
hang up
real,
with
Yeah.
you.
when a real person that
Listen,
call you and say, listen, you know, I seen XYZ, but
Let's
I'm busting
pray
up.
or
Listen,
yeah.
something.
Let's-
I started praying. I started to intercede
Automatically, you're telling
Yeah.
me my day not gonna be good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
That's
you gonna
not
make
of
me
God.
start believing it.
That's not of God.
It's
Yeah,
perception.
yeah, you gotta get on it and
Yeah.
cancel that and send that back to the pit of hell.
Yeah,
That's
you know.
facts.
It's perception.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
What if you see the spirit of God working in me, and you could touch and agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Then we could move mountains together.
That's
Exactly.
Yeah, we sharpen, just like you say, iron
Yeah,
sharpen
sharpen
iron.
iron.
Yeah, You're not
Exactly.
supposed to put fear or doubt. You know, God didn't give a spirit of fear.
Fear, no.
So why you giving it? You know?
Yeah, that's the enemy.
Yeah. So
Straight
that's how
from
that's
the
how you
enemy.
can that's how
He's
you
the
can
one that brings
detect this.
fear.
Wow.
Mm.
So,
I'm
yeah,
enjoying this conversation.
man, it's been an awesome conversation. Explain to me about nationwide drought.
Nationwide growth. Nationwide. The name Nationwide it came from God.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't like working for people,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a vision of starting, like having like 3,000 employees around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my vision. I was asking God for a name, and He came to me with a nationwide, because it's something nationwide. And the logo is an eagle on the world. That was prophetic also, you know, because I soar like an eagle.
That's it.
I'm going to cover the earth.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
so that's how it come along. And we do tile, marble, you know, grout. We do like the color seal and
What do you call
grout
that?
line.
Carpentry?
No.
No,
No? What do you do?
Cleaning.
cleaning.
Oh, okay, got
Yeah,
you.
but I
got
also
you,
do
got
like painting and drywall, you know.
you.
I have guys that pull down and build up. So
Alright.
we do it all.
There you go. So now you guys know nationwide service.
Nationwide.
Nationwide Grout is here to serve your grout and pressure cleaning needs
Yeah.
and property management and maintenance service. So you could call them at 954.
No. 561-674-6373.
Yeah, you
Say
give
it
us the
again.
number. Say it again. I'm going by what I have.
You put it down.
561-674-6373.
That's it. So nationwide grout is here to serve your grout pressure and cleaning needs. And also you can follow him at nationwide.grout on Instagram. You know, so if you want to get connected with him, you know, you can follow him
go
at
to my Facebook page.
go to Facebook is Wayne Gallimore.
Yeah.
You know, so Minister Man,
Yes, sir.
final thought.
I mean, I think what we have to really understand is the mindset that we're in and the things that we've gone through. It's happened for a reason. A lot of we negatively let the things that we go through impact us. But if we can see that it was there for good and it's there to push us past anything that we're getting ready to go through, all will be well.
Amen.
All is well.
Yeah.
Evangelist.
Wow. Well, the enemy's job is to kill, steal, and destroy whatever God has planned, right?
Amen.
He doesn't know it all. He doesn't know everything. The songwriter says that we keep going in cycles, and the enemy learns from our mistake. He's not the all-knowing God. God is the all-knowing God. And so the enemy is only going after what he has seen and learned from our routes that we've been taking in life and the decisions we've been making and the things that we love and the things that we don't love, things that our flesh wants. And his purpose is to come and to take that from you, especially your faith. Especially your faith. Your faith is the greatest thing you can possibly have and use to serve God, you know, and to please God. And so if we could just cover our faith and just protect the anointing that's on our lives, because he is after it daily. Every day he wants to mess it up, because every time you speak a word, a prophetic word, you know, somebody is taught, somebody is encouraged, somebody goes a little bit higher, something happens in the realm of the spirit that messes with the enemy's business, right? So we just have to remember that we are more powerful than he is, and he's always after us, and we can't let down our guards. We have to keep doing what we do and just make sure that God is glorified in every single thing that we do. If God isn't glorified, it don't make no sense, you know? And so that's just my word of encouragement.
Mr. Gallimore, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Doesn't matter what you're going through. Doesn't matter how much time you fall. Keep your eyes on Christ.
That's right.
You know, victory belongs to you. Just have faith and know that you will come out, make it on top. You will come through. Yeah, and I believe you're not going to come out looking like the fire that you're going through or smelling like the smoke. You know, God is there with you through the storm that you're going through. You know, we face different things in life, but don't let the pressure, depression, frustration, stress get you out. And there's a spirit of suicide release over the land that affecting so much people. And I'm praying hard for that spirit to cancel because it's affecting a lot of
people.
God people. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, I heard somebody say the other day, heaven gonna be empty because there's so much people killing themselves, even Christian.
Yeah.
You know, and we just have to
That starts
believe.
with depression.
Yeah, we just have to believe. And God said, pray and leave it. So if you believe that He's gonna fix it, why worry about it? So just leave it at the cross. And sometimes we keep ourselves in that situation because we pray and we say we trust God, but we will go back and pick it up.
Yeah.
So how God gonna work on it if we continue going back for it? Sometimes him start doing a job on the situation, but we're gonna right back and take it out time. And so it not get for complete. It not get for complete.
Right.
So we just gotta remember, leave it in His hand.
Amen.
Wow.
Leave it in His hand. No matter how long it takes, His time is different from ours.
That's right.
That's
It's gonna come true. You know, it's gonna come true. Amen.
Amen. Well, man, it's been awesome. It's been real, man. It's been an awesome night. You know, just sitting here talking to the man of God, you know, about different stuff that he's been through, different stuff that he's faced, and just to understand that, you know, through it all, you know, learn to trust in God. Through it all, put everything that you have in God, and you'll see the difference. You know, there's nothing that God cannot do. There's nothing that God cannot bring you out of. You know, remember the song that Travis Green sing, you know, God made a way. You know, when our back was against the wall and we thought it was over, God made a way. You know, even for the 5 guys, you know, they served years, you know, from 6 to 14 years, you know, in jail. But at the end of the day, you know, they got a $41 million lawsuit. And every last single one of them took that money to good use. You know, some of them is doing criminal to help people that's been wrongfully accused. You know, some of them open like different stuff to educate people about, you know, law enforcement and stuff like that. You know, so just like what Joseph said, man, you meant it for evil, but God turned around for good. Because now they're helping the community, you know, with the money that they got. You know, so we always think like, you know, we face something or go through something, you know, and when you go through it, you know, we feel like, oh, the storm is here to kill us. No, the storm is not here to kill us. And that's what I love about the eagle. You know, you're talking about the eagle. The eagle don't need to know the weather. They don't need to know if a hurricane's coming. They don't want to know if a volcano. They don't care.
Mind the storm.
You know, when the eagle see the storm, he says, "Oh, that's a storm. I'm going right for it." You know, and he's gonna fly through it.
Yeah.
You know, and the eagle let the storm push him higher. You know, so go through the storm and let the storm push you higher, so you rise above the storm. This thing I like about Peter, when Peter was walking on water, you know, people look at it like, you know, Peter just had faith. He had crazy faith. You know what I look at it and I saw? I see somebody walking on something that we sinking. So the situation that we sinking in, somebody's walking on it. So God is saying, listen, you could walk on this situation. You could be like an eagle. You could go above the storm, but you have to believe in me. You have to keep your eyes in me. You have to keep your faith in me and keep your trust in me. And don't forget to hit him up, man. Nationwide Grout. You know, the number is 561-674-6373. That's 561-674-6373. You know, they do maintenance needs, pressure cleaning, you know, cleaning grouts, tile, wood flooring, the whole works. And also don't forget to support Sister Talicia Jenkins. You know, you can look her up on Facebook. It's Talsia. Talsia. Sister Talsia Jenkins. You can hit her up. You know, she's on Facebook, Talsia Jenkins. You know, the link is pinned on our thing tonight, you know, and also you can hit her up at Kingdom Culture Couture. Kingdom Culture Couture. Man, I appreciate you guys helping me tonight. That's awesome, man. So now I know that I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. So everyone that tuned in, everyone that hopped in, I thank you. Ask a piece to share it. Don't forget to hop on over to Just a Conversation on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. You know, YouTube videos up. This video will be out by Thursday. So It's been awesome. It's been real. It's been great. I want to give a big thanks to Mr. Wayne Gallimore for coming and sitting with us, sharing his story with us. If you missed it, you can rewatch it. But this is just a conversation. We're here every Tuesday from 8 to 9, where we say hashtag talk about it. So until next week at 8 p.m., peace.